A two-company collaboration aims to cut down on our local contribution to climate change. You're watching the Local News Network, brought to you by Sky Casino and Krager's Ace Hardware. I'm Connor Shreve. Ska Brewing is partnering with Table to Farm Compost to supply all of its used grain for compost material. It's called Scompost, and it's a change for the brewery, which used to provide its spent grain to ranchers for cattle feed. But with cows struggling to digest the grain, Ska Brewing owner Dave Tibido says this is a better way to close the circle on what was once a waste product for the brewery.
Using it in a manner that we can actually use it to grow stuff again. So local landscapers, nurseries, selling it to local landscapers or gardeners, whoever it might be, in bulk or in smaller bags is kind of an ideal use for it.
Ska added a new truck and a bigger silo for the project with the help of grant funding from the state. That's added to the efficiency, and Ska owner Dave Tibido says the trip is cheaper on fuel since Table to Farm's composting facility is closer. The truck takes about 3 trips a week to the facility with as much as 4,000 gallons of grain. That's enough product to help Table to Farm Compost with its growth goals, but the partnership does work both ways. Without Table to Farm's Class 3 composting facility, Ska wouldn't be able to meet its environmental goals. The partnership aligns with both companies' core values, according to Tibido.
It's good to be a part of it, especially with that type of mass. And it's value added. You know, it takes what was normally a waste product, and the last place you want it to go is into a landfill, and it actually creates revenue, so it helps as far as an economic driver goes at the same time, which is fantastic. That means jobs, means more money circulating locally, you know, within our own community here in Durango and the Four Corners region.
And partnering with such a popular and long-standing Durango business like Ska helps Table to Farm spread its message and education that sustainably dealing with food waste is the most important thing a person can do when it comes to climate change.
We really appreciate the partnership, and I think it's good for both of our brands. It's fun as local businesses to be able to do something that is impactful, and then to, try to get our community doing the same thing,
Tibido also wants to encourage his colleagues to compost their beer waste too.
We can teach it to smaller brewers before it costs anything, and they can just make it part of their system. And that's really where I want to go from here is teach other people, how they can, other businesses, how they can do things like this that might be better for the environment at the end of the day than what they're currently doing, whatever that might be.
Table to Farm's new local facility has the capability of composting material from the entire region, and he hopes to continue to grow with the help of local businesses and individual residents. Ultimately, the compost is returned in a way that truly does close the loop on waste, whether it goes back to an individual for backyard gardening or to the Colorado Department of Transportation for various soil reclamation projects. As Table to Farm grows, Tibido is happy Scompost can help lead a sea change for environmental stewardship for the Four Corners. You can learn more about joining Table to Farm's curbside composting service at tabletofarmcompost.com. You can learn more about this and other stories at durangolocal.news. Thank you for watching this edition of the Local News Network. I'm Connor Shreve.